The Galactic Council had ruled the stars for 12,000 years. Their combined fleet numbered in the millions. Their technology could crack planets and harvest suns. They had conquered over 800 species and brought peace to 1,000 star systems. When they discovered the small blue planet called Earth, they expected another easy addition to their empire. They were wrong. Ambassador of the Empire stood before the massive holographic display in the council chamber. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly as he processed the latest battle reports. Around him, representatives from the 7 ruling species sat in stunned silence. The chamber, which had witnessed countless victories, now felt like a tomb. "How is this possible?" asked High Counselor, her scaled body trembling with rage. "We sent 40,000 warships to their system, 40,000 of our finest vessels, commanded by our greatest admirals." His voice was barely a whisper. "They destroyed them all, High Counselor, in 17 hours. The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives shouted in a dozen languages. Some called for immediate surrender. Others demanded more ships be sent. But Admiral, the oldest and most decorated military commander in Council history, simply stared at the display with hollow eyes. "You do not understand," said, his deep voice cutting through the noise. "More ships will not help us. We cannot fight these creatures. We cannot even comprehend how they fight." The chamber fell silent. Every eye turned to the ancient admiral. "I have studied their tactics," continued. "I have watched every recording from every battle. These humans do not fight like any species we have ever encountered. They do not follow the rules of civilized warfare. They do not form proper battle lines. They do not engage in honorable combat. They are chaos given form." He waved his hand, and the holographic display changed to show a recording from the first battle. The Council fleet had arranged itself in the traditional formation, a perfect geometric pattern designed to maximize firepower while minimizing losses. It was the formation that had won 1,000 wars. The human ships emerged from behind their moon. They were small, ugly things compared to the elegant Council vessels. Their hulls were thick and heavy, designed to survive the brutal conditions of their death world. They had no formation at all. They simply scattered in every direction like frightened animals. "At first we thought they were fleeing," said. "Our commanders laughed. They ordered pursuit." The recording showed the Council fleet breaking formation to chase the scattered human ships. It was exactly what the humans wanted. Suddenly, the human ships stopped running. They turned and attacked from every angle simultaneously. They fired weapons that the Council had never seen before. Missiles that split into dozens of smaller missiles. Beams that bounced off reflective surfaces and hit multiple targets. Ships that deliberately crashed into Council vessels in suicide attacks. "They sacrificed their own soldiers willingly," said, his voice heavy with horror. "They sent living beings to die without hesitation. No civilized species does this. We value life. We fight to minimize casualties on all sides, but these humans treat death as just another weapon." The recording continued. The Council fleet tried to reform, but the humans never gave them the chance. They used asteroids as shields. They hid in debris fields. They sent fake signals to confuse sensors. When Council ships tried to retreat, human vessels chased them down with terrifying persistence. "They do not stop," said. "They do not tire. They do not accept surrender. When we tried to negotiate a ceasefire, they used the pause to reload their weapons and attack again. They call this tactic a trick. They have dozens of words for deception in battle. We have none." High Counselor's scales had turned pale. "But surely our superior technology can overcome their tricks." "That is what I thought," replied. "So I sent our most advanced fleet, equipped with every weapon we have developed in 12,000 years. The humans captured one of our ships in the first battle. By the second battle, they had our shield technology. By the third battle, they had improved it. These creatures adapt faster than any species I have ever encountered." Another recording appeared on the display. This one showed ground combat on a moon base. Council soldiers, each standing over 2 meters tall and armored in the finest combat suits, advanced in perfect formation toward a human position. They outnumbered the humans 10-1. The humans did not engage them directly. Instead, they collapsed the tunnel ceiling, burying the first wave. They flooded the second tunnel with poison gas. They turned off the base's gravity systems, sending Council soldiers floating helplessly while humans, trained for zero-gravity combat, moved easily through the chaos. They call these tactics guerrilla warfare, explained. They have been perfecting them for thousands of years. Humans are not the strongest species on their planet. They are not the fastest. They are not the most armored. They survived by being the most clever, the most persistent, and the most ruthless. He changed the recording again. This time, it showed a human soldier captured after battle. Council interrogators stood around her, using advanced truth detection technology to question her about human military plans. The human woman smiled at them. She said nothing useful. She made jokes. She sang songs in a strange language. When the interrogators threatened her, she laughed. "We discovered that humans can resist interrogation through pure willpower," said. "They train their soldiers to withstand torture. They actually practice suffering so they can endure it better. What kind of species does this? What kind of evolution produces creatures who actively seek pain?" Ambassador finally spoke. "We know the answer, Admiral. Earth is a death world. The gravity is crushing. The atmosphere is corrosive. The native life forms are savage beyond belief. Bacteria on that planet can kill in hours. Their oceans contain creatures with more teeth than our entire species combined. Their forests are filled with plants that eat animals. Even their weather can kill. They have storms that destroy entire cities." Nodded slowly. And the humans did not just survive on this nightmare planet. They conquered it. They tamed every predator. They cured every disease. They built cities in deserts and farms in frozen wastelands. They even put their own kind on their moon before they discovered faster-than-light travel. They reached for the stars before the stars reached for them. The chamber was completely silent now. The representatives understood what was saying. Humans were not just another species to be conquered. They were something entirely different. They were the product of a world so hostile that only the most dangerous creatures could survive. And they had not just survived. They had thrived. "There is more," said heavily. "In our last engagement, we captured communication signals between human commanders. Our translators decoded their tactical discussions. Do you know what the humans were doing while they destroyed our fleet?" No one answered. They were laughing. They were joking with each other. They were making bets on who could destroy the most ships. One commander stopped in the middle of battle to eat a meal. Another was playing music through the communication channels. They treat war like entertainment. High Counselor rose from her seat. Her voice shook as she spoke. "Then we must use our ultimate weapons. We will destroy their planet. We will burn their world to ash." Laughed, but there was no humor in it. "We tried that too, High Counselor. We sent a planet-killer missile toward Earth. Do you know what happened? The humans intercepted it. They took it apart. They studied it. And now they are building their own." He paused to let that sink in. But that is not the worst part. When our spies on Earth reported what happened after the missile was intercepted, I could not believe it at first. The humans were not scared. They were not angry. They were excited. They said our attack had united their entire planet. For the first time in their history, every human nation joined together against a common enemy. Before we attacked, they had hundreds of separate governments fighting each other. Now they have one unified command. They are building warships faster than we can count them. They are sharing technology and soldiers across their entire species. He turned off the display. The chamber fell into darkness. "We united the most dangerous species in the galaxy against us," said. "We gave them a reason to stop fighting each other and start fighting us. We have made the worst possible mistake, and now there is only one option left." High Counselor's voice came from the darkness. What option? We beg for mercy. We surrender completely and unconditionally. We pray that these Death World creatures are more merciful than we were to the species we conquered. Because if we continue this war, we will lose everything. Not just our fleet, not just our empire, everything. The lights came back on. Every representative sat frozen with fear. They looked at each other, seeing the same terror in each other's eyes. Finally, Ambassador spoke. I will go to Earth. I will deliver our surrender personally. I will beg the humans to spare us. High Counselor nodded slowly. Offer them anything they want. Our technology, our resources, our territory. Whatever they demand, give it to them. Stood and walked toward the exit. Before he left, he turned back to address the council one final time. For 12,000 years, we believed we were the masters of this galaxy. We believed no species could challenge us. We were blind to the truth. The universe does not belong to the careful and the cautious. It belongs to the survivors. And there is no species in this galaxy that has survived more than humanity. He walked through the doors and disappeared. The council sat in silence, waiting to learn their fate. Outside the chamber, the stars continued to burn, but now those stars felt different. They felt hungry, and somewhere among them, a species of Death World survivors was coming. The humans were coming, and the galaxy would never be the same. 3 days later, Ambassador's ship approached Earth. He had prepared a lengthy apology, a detailed surrender document, and enough gifts to fill a cargo bay. He expected anger. He expected demands. He expected humanity to gloat over their victory. Instead, the human who greeted him smiled warmly. She shook his hand using their strange custom. She offered him food and drink. She showed him around their capital city, pointing out buildings and monuments with obvious pride. When finally presented the surrender, the human commander read it carefully. Then she looked at him with those strange, forward-facing predator eyes. We do not want your surrender, she said. We want your friendship. We want to trade with you, learn from you, and share this galaxy with you. We only fought because you attacked us first. Stop attacking and we will stop fighting. Could not believe what he was hearing. After everything the council had done, the humans wanted peace. That is impossible, he stammered. We invaded your space. We tried to destroy your planet. We killed thousands of your people. How can you forgive that? The human commander shrugged. Holding grudges wastes energy. We would rather spend that energy building a better future. Besides, you have already learned your lesson. You will not attack us again. So why should we keep punishing you? Return to the council with something more valuable than surrender. He brought hope. He brought the promise of alliance with the most dangerous species in the galaxy. He brought proof that humans, despite their terrifying capabilities, preferred peace over war. The Galactic Council learned 2 lessons that day. First, never underestimate a Death World species. Second, sometimes the most dangerous creatures are also the most forgiving. The era of human expansion had begun, but it would not be an era of conquest. It would be an era of partnership, and the galaxy would thrive because of it.